Jesus and the fig tree meaning. Jesus and the fig tree meaning. In the Bible, the fig tree often represents Israel and spiritual life. When Jesus curses a barren fig tree that isn't producing any fruit, it's like a living parable warning us about the importance of spiritual fruitfulness. Think of it like this: just as the tree wasn't fulfilling its purpose of bearing fruit, a life without good deeds or spiritual growth is also falling short of its potential. Jesus is essentially saying that just going through the motions in faith isn't enough. What's important is how we embody those beliefs in our actions. So, this isn't a story about Jesus disliking a tree, it's about the urgency of living a meaningful, spiritually rich life. Pretty cool, right? The story of Jesus and the fig tree can seem like a baffling episode in the Bible. It's not just a moment where Jesus curses a tree, it's a story filled with layers of meaning that have been discussed, debated, and dissected for centuries. This article aims to provide a thorough analysis of the event, exploring its symbolism and teachings from various perspectives: Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic, and even looking into the overall spiritual meaning of fig trees. So, let's dive in. Jesus and the fig tree meaning. Unraveling the symbolism in the account of Jesus cursing the fig tree involves looking at it from multiple dimensions. Here's where we'll kick off our deep dive. Meaning in Hebrew. In Hebrew culture, the fig tree often symbolizes Israel and its spiritual condition. When Jesus cursed the fig tree for not bearing fruit, it could be interpreted as a warning for Israel that spiritual barrenness would result in judgment. This judgment can be understood as a metaphor for what could happen when a community loses its spiritual core. Meaning in Greek. In the original Greek language of the New Testament, the word for curse also implies to doom or to destine for ruin. In Greek culture, the fig tree was not only a symbol of prosperity but also of ethical failure. By cursing the fig tree, Jesus was demonstrating the outcomes of a life that fails to produce good fruit, which is synonymous with a virtuous life in this context. Meaning in Aramaic. The Aramaic perspective adds another layer of nuance. The word for fig tree in Aramaic correlates with enlightenment. Therefore, a barren fig tree could signify spiritual darkness or ignorance. Jesus cursing it can be seen as a symbolic rejection of spiritual blindness. The fig tree is a recurring symbol in the Bible and it serves multiple purposes depending on the context. Here's a simple table to give you a quick overview. Bible reference context. Symbolic meaning summary. Genesis 3:6-7. Adam and Eve covering / shame. Adam and Eve use fig leaves to cover themselves after realizing they are naked. This signifies a covering for shame. 1 Kings 4:25. Solomon's reign. Peace and prosperity. During Solomon's time, people lived in safety, everyone under their own vine and fig tree. Signifies a time of peace. Micah 4:4. Messianic prophecy. Future peace and prosperity. Similar to 1 Kings, people will sit under their own vine and fig tree, meaning future peace and prosperity. Mark 11:12-14. Jesus' spiritual fruitfulness. Jesus curses the barren fig tree as a lesson about the importance of spiritual fruitfulness. Jeremiah 24:1-10. Israel judgment and hope. Bad figs symbolize exiles who will face calamity, while good figs represent those who will be preserved. Hosea 9:10. Israel lost potential. Israel was like a fig tree with early fruit but became corrupt, showing lost potential. Luke 13:6-9. Parable. Repentance and second chances. A fig tree is given one more year to bear fruit after receiving special care, representing God's grace and patience. Revelation 6:13. End times judgment. Fig tree dropping its unripe fruit is used as imagery to describe cosmic disturbances and divine judgment. So as you can see, fig trees in the Bible are pretty versatile symbols. They can represent everything from shame and covering in Genesis to peace and prosperity during Solomon's reign and in prophetic visions of the future. They're also used as powerful lessons about spiritual fruitfulness and God's judgment. Hope this table helps you get a fuller picture of the many roles fig trees play in the Bible. Lessons from the cursed fig tree. The tale of Jesus and the fig tree serves as a cautionary parable, offering several lessons we can take away. The story of Jesus cursing the fig tree found in the Gospels: Matthew 21:18-22 and Mark 11:12-14, 20-25, has puzzled many, but it also offers various spiritual lessons. Here's a table breaking down some of those teachings. Lesson explanation application. Spiritual fruitfulness. Jesus expected the fig tree to bear fruit and was disappointed to find it barren. This symbolizes the importance of producing good deeds or fruits in our spiritual life. Evaluate your own life for spiritual fruits like kindness, patience, and love. Are you living in a way that is spiritually fruitful? Timeliness. Even though it was not the season for figs, the tree gave the appearance of being fruitful because it had leaves. The lesson here is about being ready and fruitful in all seasons. Father, grandfather, minister, missionary, deacon, elder, author, welcome to our family. View all posts.